everybody. My name is Scott Hillier, independent film director and president of the ECU Film Festival Group, which encompasses 4 film festivals: ECU, the European Independent Film Festival in Paris, the All-African Independent Film Festival that takes place in Kigali, Rwanda, the All-Asian Independent Film Festival, which takes place in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and the All-Americas Independent Film Festival, which takes place in Mexico City. So we keep nice and busy over here at the ECU HQ. And today, we're introducing some more of the filmmakers, amazingly talented filmmakers that are being in competition here at ECU which will be taking place on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of April this year. Today, we'll be speaking to 6 filmmakers, finding out a bit about them and a little bit about their films as they get ready to show them to large international audiences here in Paris, which it makes us very exciting. It's been a whole year, obviously, building up to do this, but we're very excited to have a brand new bunch of storytellers of our generation, as we like to call our filmmakers that are here in competition. First of all, we're going to go to Giulia Folio, who directed a music video that's in for the category European Music Video. Julia is a screenwriter working across television and music videos. She's co-written projects such as Les Unisons and Descending. And she made Leprechaun for the Pocket Call. And she's already won major awards across the world. She's also gained experience at the broadcaster TF1 here in France and holds master's degrees from the Sorbonne. There you go. That's very clever. It's very nice to have clever people here at ECU. Julia, welcome for a start. And why don't you tell us a little bit about you, more than I've just told you, but about the dark path that you've taken being a filmmaker.
Hello, everyone. So thank you for having me. And I'm French, so I hope my English is not going to be too bad today. Yes, I work as a screenwriter for years now, especially for television, but I also always try to make my own movies without any production team or whatever, just trying to experiment. And I'm already done a documentary and some fiction, and this was my first music video for a band named Pocket Call. And it was a thrilling experience, and I'm so happy to be invited to some festival like this one. And I don't know what else I could add.
That's perfect. I've made several music videos myself, and I just wonder, how many times do you reckon you listen to the song while you're making the
video? Well, the thing is, actually, my boyfriend is in the band, and that's why he asked me to direct the music video. So I already listened to it a lot of times before I met the music video. So it was already enough. But then I've listened to it, I don't know, I know it by heart now. And I didn't count it, but it must be 100 times, because you listen to it during the shooting so that the band can be dancing on it and the actors can really appropriate the song. And then during the editing, you listen to it so many times, and I still love the song, but
Yeah, there's been times that I'll hear on the radio or see on TV something I've made in the music video. You say 100, I think I've listened to them at least 1,000 times.
Yeah, maybe.
And I hit the first sound of it, I'm like, oh no, I can't. No, it's
yeah.
soon. But anyway, tell me about the concept. Obviously, the music video is called Apricot, and we all love apricots. But how did you come up with this as like a casting?
Well, actually, because the band asked me to do it, I worked on several concepts, and I asked them which one they prefer, and they actually preferred the casting call. And I thought about this project because I wanted something simple, because we didn't have any money or any production company, and I wanted something that was easy to shoot, and with a few settings and not a lot of objects or people. And so I thought about this because you only need like a white background and just a few people to play the actors. And I also thought it was fun. And because the song is very, it already tells a story, I didn't want to just illustrate the story of the song, but also add another dimension and a funny one. And because it's about something kinky about licking the apricot, I also thought maybe we can add a sort of a political dimension about how guys sometimes don't do it very well, and maybe they should learn it. And they thought it was funny, so we we did the casting call.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, it works. It works fine. That's
Thank
for
you very much.
excellent. So next up we're going to go to Marwan. Marwan El Shafi is an Egyptian filmmaker and actor with 10 years of experience already working in film, and he was selected to take part in Cannes a while ago, I believe, as one of the most promising Arab talents in filmmaking and distribution. Welcome to ECU Friday Live, Marwan. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today, and it's a pleasure to meet you. And I hope we can meet in person very soon. Um, I'm Egyptian. I'm a filmmaker based now in Riyadh. Um, I have been working in film industry in different aspects, marketing, distribution, with theater background as an actor. So this is give me like a bigger picture on the industry. And one day I was talking to myself while distributing some titles. I have to do my film, and I have to take this opportunity to do my film because now I know the business, I know the distribution world and how it's going. So I just need to be focused more and more on my career as a filmmaker because I think I have a passion for acting, directing, and doing the other stuff. And as you mentioned regarding can makers, it was one of the biggest experience that I have experienced before because it was the first edition of can makers. It was held by Can Marshido Film. And it was a great experience. I met many people, industry professionals like Effie, the founder of Moby, Natalie from A24, the artistic director of Rotterdam International Film Festival. So this gave me like a new and a very professional overview regarding the international market. Then I did my short film. It's I owe you a touch, and I'm very pleased that that's a pleasure to be here, to be selected at the non-European short film competition at ECU, and I hope it will win, and it will gain the audience good feedback and reaction.
I'm sure it will. Why don't you tell me a little bit about I Owe You a Touch?
Okay, at this I think period of my life or time of my life, I think I was thinking about while I was teenage or younger than now. There are no many feature or shorts discussing our problems or our feelings and how we are think about something or seeing the world around us. So one day I was like watching some videos, and I found many people is always searching about the dopamine rush in our current life, and how it's going on very quick, and people is always searching for dopamine rush. And I think when I was young it was the opposite because the life was very slow, very base. We were slow pace. We were enjoying the moment, but now it's not the same. So I think there will be many new habits. People will be get attached because of this new era and how life is going on very fast. And I think about my teenage period of time and how I was seeing the many problems or watching the world around us. So I thought this is the time to make my first short film because um, I get attached with a specific topic from what I have experienced before regarding my stories, my friends' stories, and I started working on the first draft with the script writer, and the idea get improved and developed more and more till we finished till we reached the final draft and we shoot it.
Nice, excellent. Well, it's very it slows the pace down of what life used to be. That's what I liked about the film. And I think you're right. The idea of dopamine rushes and the fact that everyone needs gratification from their telephones is not possibly the best way to be going, but we're on the wave now, so we're surfing it. But it's a great film, Owen, and I can't wait to show it to our audiences. But next, we're going to talk to Henry and Ella, who are co-directors of the student film The Beanie. They're both animation students at the Metropolitan University of Applied Sciences in Helsinki, Finland. That sounds rather clever. They co-directed Pippi, or The Beanie, as we call it, with Henry focusing on technical production and Ella specializing in narrative design and visual development. Hi, how are you guys?
Hello, nice to meet you all. This is pretty exciting as we are students, as you said. So this is first time for us to be interviewed like this.
Yes,
so
and
really,
we are really honored.
Yeah,
to
really
be part of
honored to
this.
be part of this. Thank
Well,
you so much.
well, good. Why don't you give us a brief outline of your guys' path up until now? I know you're students, but what sort of took you into the world of animation and making animated films as good as The Beanie?
Do you want to start or should I?
I can start basically. Well, starting at the 3D animation here in our student studies in Metropolia, we are really starting with animation here, and basically having some narrative filmmaking is part of the program. So we are kind of driven into that, but everybody here is really fascinated in just bringing life to characters and stories.
Yeah, like for example, for me personally, my love for animation started when I watched I believe it's Watership Down in English, this animated movie about these rabbits. It's pretty morbid and I was way too young when I saw it. But the first minutes of the animated film, there's like the creation myth of the rabbits, and there's like the god who gives the animals. Like predators get their fangs and claws, but the rabbits get their fast feet to run away. And that was like really impactful for a little old me, and that's how my animation love started.
Well,
Something
well, I mean, I
like
think
this
the great thing about this film, it tells a story and it jumps around and it does some very interesting things. How did the story come up?
It was a collaborative effort with the narrative writing students here at the school. And we started talking about bullying, school bullying or bullying in general, and how that impacts a person, but not only them, but like the people close to them, how their family members start perceiving how their son might get really isolated and their personality changes. And somehow just like these conversations about real life, like feelings and the situations kind of throw the story into this way, because this is a school project, so we kind of have to figure out quite quickly what the story is about, and we felt that this was a strong narrative to hold on to.
No, it's a very strong narrative, and I just wondered, and I'll ask this question because I've co-directed with a very good friend of mine, a producer once, very good friend and whatever. But sometimes it was quite tricky because I wanted to go on this path and she wanted to go on this path and whatever. How did you go doing this? Was it pistols at dawn, or I mean, you're still talking to each other, so that's a start.
Yeah.
Definitely, it wasn't so simple. I was more in just driving the whole process as a production manager, and navigating all the hurdles that we had when facing technical difficulties and stuff. And Ella was more making the animatic and the storyboard, and there was a really excited team on creating the narrative forward. But there was a little bit of sharing the narrative screenwriting tasks. So
it was a collaborative effort, and there was, of course, problems. We did learn a lot about group project and teamwork. I think all of us, all across the team, was like, oh, yeah, I have to see all these people's faces every day. And it was a good and a bad thing. But I think overall, we are still friends.
Well, I think the thing is that one, it's a fabulous little film, and we love it. But you know, filmmaking is collaborative, and you know, I went to a film school a million years ago when rainbows were in black and white. But I realized quite quickly that collaboration is super important, but also defining roles as you grow up and you go through the process, you get into the role where that's thing. So I'm glad there were lessons learned, because you know, filmmaking is a tough thing, but you know, as anything that you get for free and easy is never worth it, I find. So putting in the hard work and having the difficult times are great, and you've got a fabulous film as a result.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So next we're going to go to Rita. No, we're not. Oh, we're not. I went to the wrong bit of this thing. Hold on. So we're going to go to Mohammed, who directed a film called The Third Dream, which is amazing. Mohammed Hussein Niksad, born in Tehran, Iran, has a PharmD from Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Wow, that's very impressive. Developed his cinema skills alongside his academic studies, and then moved into the dark path of filmmaking. Amazing film, this film. Mohammed, welcome to ECU Friday Live.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your path, your filmmaking path up till now?
Yes, as you mentioned, my filmmaking career is a bit strange because I've studied at pharmacy school at Tehran University, but the passion toward filmmaking took me to Karnama Institute of Art and Culture, where I learned filmmaking there and directing there, and I directed 2 short student projects there. And after graduating from the film program and taking my PharmD degree, I made my first professional short film, which is The Third Dream.
Amazing. It's very interesting. We've had several film directors who've gone through medical studies, and a very good friend of ours and a member of the jury was an ER doctor, and then went around and started making the most amazingly beautiful films. So yes, I guess there's something there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your film, which is it's truly extraordinary. I got very easily caught up in it.
Oh, thank you. It's very means a lot to hear these things from you. The film itself was after the women life freedom movement in Iran, and I was thinking that when these brutal situation happened in my country now, what my film should be like. And when you want to make films with political subject, it's really easy to create a film that it's just a political statement, and I wanted to avoid that. I wanted to create a cinematic experience out of political interrogations of prisoners in Iran, and this made the atmosphere of The Third Dream. The Third Dream goes in a two-sided way, that one side is political interrogation and one side is psychotropic session, and I found them very similar to each other, because in psychotropic sessions you are simply using free associations and you are remembering things, but in political interrogation your associations are not free, they are controlled associations, but you have to remember things, you have to confess, just as like psychotropic session. And at the end of the in psychotherapy session, you will find yourself in better mood. But in integration session, it doesn't matter what you say. You have to confess to the scenario that is cooked for you. So my film goes in this way of making a cinematic experience out of political interrogation sessions.
I mean, it's definitely very cinematic, and that's what I loved about it. And you know, the acting was sublime, very, very good. I have two quick questions. One, how long did it take you to shoot the film?
Oh, it was like 4 days.
You guys kill me. Great. I mean, extraordinarily well done.
Oh,
It was
yes,
very,
it was really hard 4 days, very difficult 4 days, like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and it was really we compressed it because it would be we didn't have budget to rent the camera for more days and rent the location for more days, so we had to just wrap it up.
that's the beautiful thing about independent filmmaking. No sleep, no sleep, no sleep, no sleep. And has the film been shown in Iran? I know it's a very difficult time right now, but has it been shown there?
Yes, it was shown in two independent film festivals. One of them is Tehran Short Film Festival, and it was it's shown. It's something that many people don't get the political things about it, and I wanted to be that way, to be able to be screened in Iran, and I was completely successful in this way because they didn't get some part of it because you have to have Ministry of Culture and Islamic Guidance license to screen your film, and my film was among the uh, many shores that they didn't have any political themes. But after the film was screened, many people said that how they let this film be screened in this festival.
Well, you told a very, very, very good story, very subtly. I guess that's how it was. But yes, I'm surprised that you managed to get it through. So well done,
Yeah.
and a great film. Okay,
Thank you.
next we're going to go to Hanan Saran, who's got a very, very good film as well called Prescription. It's competing in the European Dramatic Short Film. Hanan is a self-taught filmmaker and screenwriter based in Paris, former actress and content creator. She discovered in writing and directing a way to turn the personal into the universal. She's currently on a second film. We met at the ECU 2026 launch party and heard a little bit about her. Hanan, how are you doing?
Hello, Scott. Fine, and you?
Excellent. I'm very happy to
Hi,
see you.
everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Hanan, tell us a
So,
little bit about your story.
yeah. So my name is Hanan. I'm a French and Moroccan girl based in Paris. I hold a master's degrees in strategy and management. So nothing with acting. I worked for 8 years as a consultant, and alongside that, I developed an interest in content creation. So I started on social media, where I'm still right now active today with a community of over 200,000 followers. Today, creating video has become a true passion because I stopped completely my job as a consultant and I wanted to go beyond the social media format. So I trained in acting, and that's how I naturally developed the desire to create my own film. Prescription was the first last year.
And a great film it is. There's two quick things I do this. I'll ask you before you get into your talking about your film. I'm hoping these 200,000 people are also going to come and see your film, which will be playing in the next weekend. So I hope that you're promoting it because I'd love to get a full house for your film.
Yes.
Good. Oh, well, for all of the films, but you know, with yours as well, of course. And then tell us a little bit about Prescription, because it's a very tough.
Yeah. Yeah, with pleasure. So the topic of my film is the death. For me, death in film is often the end of the story, and for me, it's the beginning. So the film is about grief, and grief is not an ending for me. It's something we all go through. So I think it's something we change us, and I chose to film in one single place, like you can see, to stay very close to the character. I wanted the audience to feel trapped with them and to feel their pain and their confusion. I'm also an actor in my own film. My goal was to show emotion and that we don't even always express, to use silence, small gesture, vulnerability to tell the story. And I think this film speaks about something universal, loss. So yeah, at the same point, we all face it, and it reveals who we are. So this short film is the first step, and I hope to develop it in a future film and go deeper into this emotion.
Well, I'm sure you will, but just one thing, how easy or difficult is it to act and direct?
Very, very difficult. Oh my God. I wasn't imagine how hard it will be, but yes, it was very hard to switch between the emotion, between yeah, the direction. It was very hard. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the emotion drips off the screen, we say, and it's very, very, very well done. So, okay, everybody, what we're gonna do at this stage of our podcast, I'm gonna pass it over to Rodrigo, who's the festival manager. He's going to ask the ECU crew here to go around and ask you amazingly talented filmmakers some questions about your films and yourselves. Okay, Rodrigo, all yours.
Perfect. Thank you very much, everybody, of every single one of the filmmakers for trusting us through with your film and for assisting to this podcast. We are very excited to be able to screen your films next weekend and also to see you all there. Just as a reminder, during the festival, if you happen to be here, we'll also ask you to come up on stage after your session so that you can speak a little more about the film and answer some of the questions from the audience. And during the weekend, you will be interviewed several times by several people from our staff, but also from some people that are partners of ourselves that are coming to the festival. And starting with the questions is Alessandra, who has a question.
So my question is for Julia.
Hello.
Hello, it's really nice meeting you. Since music video rely on strong visual identity, my question is, how did you collaborate with Pocket Call to translate their sound and what they wanted to express into imagery?
Yeah, well, I asked them what they wanted to see in the video clip or not see at all, for instance, because it's kind of a sexual song. They didn't want something too sexual or too real, and that's why I thought about using real apricots, for instance. And they wanted something that reflect the song and the band. So it needed to be funny, but not ridiculous or not too much, but a bit funny and pop. And so it was very important for me that we used the apricot color everywhere, and that it's very bright music video. And that it was very suggestive, but not too realistic. That was very important for them. And also, they didn't want to really appear on the music video, so they do, but they don't play the music or they don't sing because they were a bit shy about it. But to me, for them to be recognized as a band, it was important that they were on the screen, but only as the crew for the casting call. And so they were okay with this. And I wanted them to be identified. So I wanted the t-shirts of the Pockies, so the crew. So it was really about discussion, what they were able to see and what they wanted to see. And then I adapt for them. And also I wanted, to recognize myself in the music video as well. And so I think we managed to do this because they're happy. They feel like it's really very identifying for their band. And also the fact that it's very colorful and funny and not too serious is something that I like as well for my movies. So I hope I answered right your question. But
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Our next question comes from Anastasia.
Hi everyone. So my question is about is for Marwan. Hi, very nice to meet you. So my question about your film Ayoga Touch is what challenge did you face in directing a story centered on grief and adolescence in combination?
Okay, thank you so much for your question. I think it was mixed challenges and obstacles because we have shooted the film in one day in two different locations, and it was a production decision. So I think the obstacles were regarding the preparation, how we are going to to be very prepared because we have only one day. We can't, as Muhammad mentioned, we don't have the privilege to rent the camera more and more days. And according to the economical situation right now, everything is going high day by day, so we can't control this. And people believed in the film and they tried to help us. They give like it will we will cut from the budget regarding the rent of the equipment, the camera, sound, and many of my stuff. My people believed in me and they tried to help me. But production wise, we believed we have to shoot the film in one day. So the main obstacle was uh, 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 to be very prepared because we don't have the privilege of time in on set, and how I can because in the Arab world, the main topic of the film is not usually we can't talk about it out loud, and we can't have it like in a daily conversation or something like that. So to find the main actor and to convince him this is will be a very important topic to discuss it, and unspoken project. Let us do it. And I was very lucky because the main actor is from my same city, and I was like I'm his godfather because I'm always was keeping scouting him and watching him during his theater plays. And I just informed him the story, and suddenly he told me, okay, let's go, let's do it. I told him, you have no problem to do this on big screen. He told me, no, I don't know. And my family supports me. And was a good. But the situation of how we can make uh, uh, rehearsals, because I'm not based in Egypt, and how can I make rehearsals with my people in Egypt? And I have one day. So this was those are the obstacles that I have been faced regarding preparation of my short film. And I was very lucky with my team because my first AD, he was doing everything like a producer of the film. He was organizing the rehearsals and scouting and sending me the photos. And I take like a very quick trip to Egypt to give them my green light. Then I come back to Riyadh. So it was a hectic time, but I believe in the film. That's why I did it like that. And it was a new experience, like doing something in filmmaking, hybrid and non-hybrid. It was a new experience for me. Especially it's my short film, and I'm self-taught filmmaker. I have been never to film school, maybe some workshops. So this is something I discovered by myself for my first short film. I hope this is cover the answer of your question.
Yes, thank you so much for your answer. Thank you.
Thanks.
Perfect. Our next question comes from Toshiba.
Hello, guys. So my question is to Henry and Ella.
Hello.
Hello, guys. It's good to see you. It was an amazing film, so I get to see yesterday. And even just before this meeting, I was just talking to my colleague about your film. It was really impressive.
Thank you so
My
much.
question is, so I'm very curious to know about the core value of the film. Like when you try to sit up and make this film, was it this more choice of your personal stories, or you want to make something which very universal metaphor where everybody can relate around the globe?
You want to answer, or should I?
Yes. From the beginning, one of our screenwriters, Marika, wanted to explore what is how it feels when you are preparing to go on to school, basically, with the fear in your mind. So, what are you preparing for? And when regarding the theme of bullying, basically, and we wanted to bring forefront the feeling of that it can escalate really much into basically facing hell. And from that idea forward, I think we got some ideas of how to make the parallel of the worlds in the film.
And it's not like a one personal story, but like a more amalgamation of many stories that we shared, our own or others, with what we have heard. So it's supposed to be, hopefully many people can either identify themselves or can see, oh, I've actually seen something like this before. So it's not for one person, but hopefully many people can empathize.
There's also some really personal infusion of experience of how the feeling can manifest in one person's mind. So it's kind of dipping back into the childhood and feeling the same loneliness and bringing it to today's life, basically.
Impressive answer, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
you very much.
Perfect. Thank you. Our next question comes from Ada. Sorry, Serena, sorry.
Hello, everybody. So I have a question for Mohammed. Hi, really nice meeting you.
Hello. Hello, nice to
So my question is, as a self-taught filmmaker with a scientific background, how does your education influence your cinematic language?
Of course, when you study science, you learn about research, and the research that I developed during the university really helps me when I'm writing a script. I start researching, and uh, and even when I'm thinking about the production of the film, about the direction of the film, I start in, deep research in films that are connected to my films, and I think that this part of me that is very close to research helps me to better write, helps me to better direct, and of course it influenced the themes of my films. All the themes of my short films are somehow connected to medical science environments. Well, they have different subjects, but the context has some connection to where I studied, what I studied, and I always carry the things that I've learned at university, and I want to transform what I've learned at university to a cinematic language. For example, in the third dream, the medicine, the drug that the doctor gives the dreamer is a means of manipulation, and these kind of things, I think, that comes from my background.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Perfect. And our last question comes from Kiara.
Hello, hi. My question is for Anand.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, good to see you again. So your film explores grief in a very personal and deep way, and I was wondering how much of Selena's stories comes from your own experiences.
Can you repeat, please? I didn't hear you.
Oh, so I was saying, since the story is explore grief in a really personal way, I was wondering how much of Selena's stories comes from your own experiences.
Nothing.
It was
Yes.
completely
No. It's
wow.
it's a completely new story for me. I was preparing my personage like an actor, but no, I have my mom, I have my dad, thanks God. So no.
So you were completely like acting in a new character. And do
Yes.
you prefer acting or direct?
Actually, before maybe I'm gonna answer you acting, but right now I think I prefer to direct a film.
So it changes quite a lot. You love
Yes,
both. Maybe one times one, and then the other one is amazing. It's hard
absolutely. Yes.
in every way around. So thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for
your
the
answers
question.
and your work.
Perfect. Thank you very much for answering our questions. Now we're going to go back to you, Scott.
Hi, everybody. Wow, fascinating. Thank you very much to the ECU crew and to the filmmakers as well. Just chasing up on Hanan's thing, imagination. Everyone says do what you knew, your personal experience, and that shocked me to find out that you hadn't lived through that, and that it's a written work, imaginative work. And it's great. But I'm a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, and he wrote a song called "Racing in the Street." Which was very evocative, and he was with his friend driving down, and they're chasing girls, and he'd never driven a car in his life, but it's one of his most famous songs. So it takes a lot of power and imagination and skill and talent. So we're coming to an end here for ECU Friday Live, 1 week before ECU, the European Independent Film Festival here in Paris. Things are going crazy here in the office, obviously. Just doing what we do, because what we do is we discover, project, and promote the world's best independent films. And why do we do that? Because we believe it's right and good, and it's only right and good because we get filmmakers like you who trust us to get your stories out, which fills my tiny little dark heart with pride and thankfulness. I'm just wondering how many people on the screen right now are actually going to come to the festival starting next week. I'm going to be there. Okay. My one. Good. Okay. So we promise you a good time. For those who don't, I'm sure that you're going to get feedback on your films. Again, we always say that we're honored to be able to present the cinematic storytellers of our generation every year here in Paris. So many thanks to you guys. I'll just talk a little bit about the festival. Again, as Rodrigo said, filmmakers in attendance will be called up on stage to do a little question and answer session. For the female filmmakers in competition, we have a roundtable called She Shoots, where we have the female filmmakers in competition sitting around at a table talking about their experiences in this in the filmmaking world, and a great time. It's many different people from many different backgrounds telling great stories. A few takeaways from today: shooting Marwan, making a film in a day, Mohammed in 4 days. My goodness gracious me, no sleep and a lot of work, and just go and do it. we found out from Hanan it's difficult to act and direct. I just wouldn't be able to do it one because I can't act. And Hanan's going to invite her 200,000 people to the festival, and particularly to watch a film about kinky apricots. I think that was my favorite 2 words from today. Okay, everybody, have a great weekend. Again, come along to the festival if you can. If you're out there watching, please, it's a fabulous experience and you get to see films from such a diverse group of people. I'd like to thank Rodrigo, who brings the power day after day, night after night. Chiara for organizing all this. She does an amazing job. All of the ECU crew. Keep telling stories, guys. So have a great weekend and thanks very much for joining.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you very, very much. It's great to see you. Happy smiley faces.